everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and today I'm going to be doing a full face of Armani Beauty. I'm so excited to create this look for you all because Armani Beauty is a brand that I have used for years and years and years. So I have a nice collection of products here. I have several different foundations, concealers, eye products, cheek products, you name it, I got it. And so I'm going to give you all the lowdown on all things Armani Beauty. So I hope that you all enjoy. So let's go ahead and start off with our complexion, and I have a few different things that I could do my complexion with from Armani. Now, you all already know, like, I am the #1 die-hard Luminous Silk fan from Armani. That is my absolute favorite, all-time favorite foundation, and I've gone through bottle after bottle after bottle. I have different shades, but overall my most perfect shade most of the year is 8, and then when I get a little bit tanner, like in the summertime, in a usual summer, I would go to 9, but I also can mix them together. I've kind of tried to experiment and buy shades like this one. This one is 8.25, which surprisingly is just a little bit light, but 8 is not that light on me. Or I've even purchased 8.5, and that shade is just a little bit too warm. So I found my most success with getting 8 and 9 and mixing them if I need to. But right now 8 matches me pretty much spot on. I also added to that, I have the Neo Nude foundation, which this one is a True to Skin Natural Glow foundation. I have 2 shades. I have the shade 7 and I have the shade 8. So because you all know I love Luminous Silk, I'm not going to use Luminous Silk in this video. And if you want to see a dedicated video that I did using Luminous Silk, I will link it here as well as down in the description box. And I did a complete overview of it. I professed my love for that foundation in that video, so definitely go check it out if you want a dedicated video to that. So today I'm going to use the Neo Nude. And like I said, I have the shades 7 and 8. And I think 8 is my closer shade match. 8 is it for me. I really didn't need 7. I believe I purchased 7. Well, you know what? 7 looks like it could work too. Let me blend it out. Hold on. So this is 7. This is 8. Yeah. I mean, they're very similar. So honestly, now that I'm blending it out, I could wear either one. For some reason, 7 looks a little bit darker than 8. Sometimes it's like that. But you know what? Both of these are so similar that I could, you know, get away with either one. I purchased 7, and then Rona Samuels, who you all may have gotten to know from Behind the Beauty, she was so kind enough to send the crew, me, Alicia, and Chelsea, some goodies from Armani, and I believe she sent me 8. This is a very light coverage foundation, which I'm into that most days. Nowadays, you know, I had to get to the point where I liked light coverage, you know. So nowadays, this is the type of foundation that I would put on, you know, on a day-to-day basis if I just needed to run a little bit of light errands and stuff like that. Nothing too heavy. But if I want complete perfection, Luminous Silk me, please. So there's that. I don't want to add too much more. Like I said, I do want to go in with my concealer just to give myself a little bit more of that flawlessness that I'm looking for. And I have 2 different concealers from Armani. I have the Luminous Silk concealer and I have the Power Fabric concealer. But there's a plot twist, because you know I told you all that Luminous Silk is my baby. Luminous Silk is one of my absolute favorite foundations of all time, you know, and so I just automatically knew that would extend to the Luminous Silk concealer. But I actually like the Power Fabric concealer a little bit better than I like the Luminous Silk concealer. For the reason being, I think the Power Fabric concealer blends out a little bit better. I feel like it gives me just a little bit more coverage. And I think the Luminous Silk concealer doesn't give me the coverage that I'm looking for. And it just doesn't do enough, but it's a nice formula. So if you don't have a whole lot to cover, the Luminous Silk concealer is a nice concealer. It's very well formulated, but it just doesn't give me the flawlessness that I'm looking for. So I like the Power Fabric concealer better. So Luminous Silk foundation over Power Fabric foundation, and Power Fabric concealer over the Luminous Silk concealer. But I have 2 shades of the Luminous Silk concealer, and again, I think the shade 8 is a better match for me. It is my exact skin tone, so if I need to do some spot concealing, I would go in with this, and it would allow me to just pop that on where I need a little bit more coverage. Now I feel like I have the coverage that I need all over my face. So I'm going to come back to do, you know, the rest of my concealer and set everything and things of that nature. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. So I'm going to take my bronzer. This is the Neo Nude bronzer. I think the Neo Nude powder can serve for a multitude of things. You know, if you have one that is deeper, it can be a bronzer. If you have one that's your same complexion, you can use it as an all-over powder. Or even if you have a lighter one, you probably can even use this to set certain areas where you want to highlight, but mine is just a little bit deeper. And it says that it infuses the practicality of a compact and the luminosity of a liquid finish. So I went ahead and put that color in my crease because I don't have any other powder eyeshadows from Armani. I have two cream and liquid eyeshadow products. So the first one is the Eyes to Kill Stellar Bouncy High Pigment Eye Color, and I have that in the shade number 2. And this one is in a pot, as you all can see. It has a really nice grayish glittery type finish to it. And then I have this bad boy. This one is the Eye Tint Silk Liquid Satin Eye Color in the shade number 12. So I'm actually going to apply this on the inner portion of my eye and then blend it over a little bit first. And this one has that wand applicator, so you can just go in and essentially just paint it on. And these are a little bit more sheer than I was initially expecting them to be. And that's even with me, you know, kind of swirling it around and getting it going. It's just a little bit more sheer, but you can build it up if you want to. And also, you know, just looking at the swatches online, I thought this was going to be a little bit more golden than it is. It's definitely more cool toned than I thought it was going to be, but it's okay, we're gonna work it out. And this is one of those products where you can apply it with the applicator and then just blend it out with your finger if you want to. Or if you're like me and just don't like using your fingers too much, I'm just gonna go in with a flat shaded brush just to blend this over. But be very careful with this because it does pick up and you don't want to create a patchy application, so go in with very gentle movements to blend this out. And you do want to work rather quickly because it does dry down sort of fast. Now I'm going to go in with the Eyes to Kill, and this one has a moussey like consistency to it, and I think that's really fun to, you know, play with. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I just dug right in with my brush, and I'm going to take this all across and then bring it up towards the crease. And you want to make sure to blend that out because you don't want to have a patchy eyeshadow application. Like, that's just that on that. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush just to make sure that I diffuse that out really well. And these are all just really soft. Again, you can go in with your finger with this if you want to and build it up. I'm a person who just likes to keep my hands clean. I don't really like to get my hands too dirty. You know what I'm saying? I will if I have to, but if I don't have to, then I'd rather just, you know, work with my tools. They are an extension of my fingers, and then blend that way. I actually prefer the consistency and the finish of the Eyes to Kill over the Eye Tint Silk just because it builds up a little bit better and it gives me more of an opaque finish. Pretty. I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit more of this Neo Nude powder. Kind of sleep that on. Tonight's eye look is going to be a little chill, you know. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of this fluid sheer before I do concealer and all that stuff like that. So this is in the shade number 11. You can put this in, on, or over your foundation. Today I'm gonna put it a little bit over. Give me like a nice highlighted effect. It gave me a little bit of something, not a whole lot. Now let me go ahead and go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm gonna take the Power Fabric Concealer. It's blending out so beautifully. This concealer is so pretty. It's one of my favorite concealers in my collection. So I've had this powder for forever and a day. This is the Microfill Loose Powder. I honestly don't even know if they still make this, honestly. Let me just dip right on in here and just press. This powder has always just been a little bit white to me, so that's why I don't use it. It's smooth, but the color is just too stark. It's literally white, and it doesn't really melt into my skin even with my sponge. So I think that's why I've never taken a liking to this powder like that. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's such a subtle shimmer that you really can't see it unless you're literally staring at the powder particles. It's nothing that translates onto the face. Like, I don't even see that on my face. So now I'm gonna add the Luminous Silk Pressed Powder, which also is a full coverage foundation. So I'm just gonna take just a bit of this and set all over my face. And baby, when I say this powder is silky, silky smooth. Now, you definitely want to go lighter in this powder because I have the shade 6.7 because it goes on a lot deeper than it looks in the compacts. Armani's liquids, I wear 8 and sometimes even 9. So who would think that I would need 6.5 in a powder? But that's what I need. So definitely go lighter. But this is a powder foundation. You can wear this by itself, or you can do like me, buff it on top of your liquids and your concealing, all this stuff like that. And it gives you such a beautiful, smooth finish. So we gotta finish off the rest of our complexion and we have to finish off the rest of our eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my eyes because I feel like my eyes look naked. And then let's come back to our complexion. So I don't have an eyeliner, but I thought I had an eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of eyeliner, but before I do that, I'm going to go in with this mascara. This is the Eccentrico mascara, and Armani mascaras are hidden gems. I feel like nobody talks about how bomb their mascaras are. Armani and Lancome just have the best mascaras in the game. I mean, just black, super lush, lengthening, volumizing, defining, fire mascara formulas. It takes my little wimpy lashes to the next level. Do not sleep on Armani mascara. So I'll be here for a minute, add on the mascara, and I'll come back. We'll finish off the rest of the face. So let me come back to the Neo Nude powder that I always want to call Neo Soul. So I'm just going to take that and just stamp that in. Give myself a little bit more structure here. This powder is giving me a nice, beautiful glow. So pretty, so freaking pretty. I could stand to go a shade down though, you know, if I really wanted it to be super impactful. Now I have my blush. This is a liquid blush. This one is an A blush. This is in the shade 30. Ideally, you would use this underneath a powder, but I didn't want to do that because I really want my blush to be seen because I already know it's a sheer formula. So I'm just going to take a little bit and blend it out with my sponge, and then I'm going to build it up carefully because you don't want to disrupt your makeup. This is just a really sheer product, so it will take you a moment. I can't say that this is my favorite formula just because it doesn't give me enough pigmentation. You know what I'm saying? I need a little bit more pigmentation in my life. I think I accidentally did it a little bit hard right here and I lifted up a little bit of my makeup, but honey, we're just gonna roll with it. So I have two lip maestros and these are described as intense velvet color. The shade 200 is a more toned down cranberry-esque color. Ooh, I love this formula. So let me shake. This is the Armani Prima Refreshing Makeup Fix. I love this mister. Okay, look. This smells so good. So here is my finished look. Now let me zoom out and let's chat. Here's my finished look, and I overall like my makeup. I think it looks very polished, very sleek, very mature, and it's just an overall sophisticated look. I love so many things from Armani. Armani is a classic brand that has been around for so many years, and I would like to see them do even more because they have so many amazing formulations that other people have tried to duplicate, but they just cannot. You can tell that there's been a lot of brands that have gotten inspiration from Armani, but they haven't quite been able to execute in the same way, especially not with this Luminous Silk Foundation, because I don't know what they put in this, but even after 20 plus years, I've never tried another foundation that gave me the same finish as this foundation. I kid you not. If you like Armani and you've tried some products from them, let me know what some of your favorite products are down in the comment section. Or if you've never tried anything from Armani, let me know if anything caught your eye that I used in this video. And I love you, and I'll check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches.